Hello, my name is Mark Intrican from Reality Focused Dynamics. Reality focused, reality defined, focused solutions, dynamic results. Sometimes I'm known or maybe remembered because of my accolades with my master's degree in organizational management. Sometimes it's my bachelor of science degree in business information systems. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Sometimes it's because of the past 6 years working in Toastmasters International, Division 26. Possibly, some people give me a hard time because of the multitude of certification acronyms that follow my name on my business card or perhaps an email. Or possibly, it's because of my great love for red wine. Hope you're all having a great day today, but my passion is to continue my motivational and positive attitude as I strive to share the truth many of us seem to avoid through what's sometimes called the portraits of illusions, possibly an avoidance of reality. And that all comes about why? That's all because of labeling others. How many times do we label others? Well, my company, Reality Focused Dynamics, is set on reality-defined, focused solutions, dynamic results. We focus on helping families, organizations, professionals, executives. We hope all of you can help see better as far as the realities in life that may be avoided or forgotten too many times. As many of us listen to the media, schools, events, sometimes our family, what they've heard, our friends and what they've heard, we are continuously bombarded by what could be called media misinformation. It could also be called soundbite slurring. On the political side, it might be called jabs of junk. Possibly, sometimes we hear too much, Twitter tirades. Yes. Many ask, how do we continue in our day-to-day life around those that we care about the most? Yes, including our coworkers, our family members, our friends. How do we continue day to day with a positive attitude? It can be difficult. How do we do that? Well, I would like to talk with you today about creating unity. Ending anger, hate, judging, and the labeling of others. How do we do that? Through open communication. Yes, it can be that straightforward. The more open we are in our communication, for us to say, what do you mean? What does that mean? What did you mean by that? The more we open up communication, the better we can all come together with the same definitions for the terms that we use. Our opportunity for unity and a better life can start now. And I'm talking about opportunity for unity for everyone. Have you ever thought about what procrastination means? Anyone here in the room possibly? Can you tell me what procrastination means? Okay, a couple of you can think about it in a second. To me, where it comes from is procrastination is the assassination of our next opportunity. Procrastination is the assassination of our next opportunity. What if we did not procrastinate anymore? Let's not procrastinate today, because unity is our opportunity, and that opportunity comes to us today. First, I would truly like to wish my sincere condolences to the victims in Sutherland Springs, Texas. The incident at the Walmart in Thornton, Colorado. Las Vegas, Nevada. There are so many situations here locally in the United States and worldwide where we're having troubles with people who may be angry or have developed some hate somehow. And that's one of the things that we want to stop. Think for a second. Can someone help me with why? Why did any of those happen? What created that situation for that person? Was there anger? Was there hate? Could it have been labeling? How about judgment? Let's look at this situation in another direction. Let's talk about reality. If it was labeling, most labels are learned. Learned from someone, something that's happened, occurred, or something they've heard in conversation. Sometimes that labeling comes from immaturity or insecurity. What if we started to focus? When we hear someone talk and when we hear someone say something, can we ask first, are they talking about a label or a role? And what is the priority of those? We'll go over that more in a minute. Labels are more of an identification for just basic purposes. They may be a rating, they may be a number, but they're just identifications, such as a can of soup at the store. Is it tomato soup? Is it kitchen noodle soup? That's just a label for us to better understand what's inside that can, purely from a label or identification standpoint. Roles, on another area, those are choices. If I'm going to participate in a role, I have chosen to be president maybe, evaluator maybe, note taker. Sure, they can be labels, but those are roles that we work with. They're something that we can enjoy. If someone was to give me a role that I don't like, I could decide not to accept it. Those are choices. Then we want to look at the other side of that is the results. Dynamic. How will that label affect me going forward? Is it a good label? Is it not a good label? Is it a label that I want to keep or don't want to keep? If it is a good label, let's accept it. Somebody says I am a president or I am an evaluator as a role. I'll accept the label because it's what I want. If it's not a label I want, if they call me a bum or ugly or whatever else they may say, true or not, I can let it go. I can release that label. Let them have it. If it bothers me though, I'm going to talk to a coach. I'm going to get help. I'm going to talk to a parent who may be my best coach. Parents are great mentors, and we all need to be one. But when we look at labels, let's look around the room here. You see some tables out here. Some of you are sitting at a table there, maybe a notebook in front of you, some plates in front of you. How about the table over there? It's got a computer on it. Is that a label or a desk? Looks the same as the others, but it could be labeled differently only because of how it's used. Not in a negative standpoint, but basically on how that piece of furniture is used. I don't think anybody would call me a desk, but if they did, that's okay. Let's take our labels and just let them go. Let's release what we're called and make something positive out of what we're doing. Because labels, too many times, they may be thought of or mentioned by someone that could be, as we mentioned earlier, possibly immature, possibly insecure, something that's not up to us to accept, something for us to let go because it's their problem, not ours. Let's think about it a second. Been to the grocery store lately? Been to a mall? Walking down the street perhaps? Let's say you see someone. Maybe that person that you see, not your race. Maybe that person is not your creed. What if it's not your religion? What if that person is not your culture? What if they're not your income level? What if they're not of the same achieved status that you are? What if they're not your national origin? What if? Yes, what if they're smoking a cigarette? What are your thoughts now? What if it looks like they're covered in tattoos? Some people have small tattoos, different areas, no big deal. Some people have arms covered in tattoos. Some have faces, chest, back. Some have tattoos we don't want to know where those tattoos are. How about an abundance of earrings? What if they have 2, or 10 or more? What if an earring happens to be in their lip, in their nose, on their eyes? How about their belly button? How about some of those other areas where we don't know where that earring is? But let's take a look at that a second. And more earrings than we're used to, perhaps. More tattoos. Maybe they smoke. Have we labeled them or identified them? In a negative way, especially. Let me tell you a quick story. Back on that lucky day, the 13th of July, I was 18 years old. What is every guy at 18? Of course, we're know-it-alls. It's the summer after my high school graduation. Nobody knew nothing that I didn't know. No answer I couldn't definitely give my opinion on. But guess what? I was at the restaurant there with my brother, my brother-in-law, a truly good friend. We were having a brewski or two as we were eating. We go to leave. I jump in the truck with my brother-in-law. My good friend takes my brother home. Traveling down there in southern Mississippi. Now we're in those small roads. Again, this is a place called Whitechapel, Mississippi, way down south. We're talking about roads that are so thin that you can't pass each other, but your tire's probably on the dirt on the side. Good roads, wonderful people. But here we are, late at night, traveling down this road. Boom, tire blows out. Front left, I believe. We go into the ditch, over the ditch, hit a tree, huge dent in the side of the tree, in the side of the truck. What happens to me? Well, this is a situation where I was thrown from the truck through the front windshield. I have scars on my hand, scar on my chest, scar on my back, scar on my chin, 3 huge scars on my head. Must have ducked my head under, threw my arm up as I went through that windshield. I can't remember anything before that or after that accident happened. Not 1 minute. I remember leaving the restaurant, but when I woke up, it was after they had found me in that field. Again, 18 years old, going through that hard, traumatic head injury. I was trying to walk around. Ambulance got there, trying to get me the ambulance. The police were there. I said, no, I'm okay, I'll go home. But they could see, through just looking at my head, that I was not okay. They took me to the Picayune Hospital, Picayune, Mississippi. Small town hospital, not much they could do with a neurosurgical unit, not with the brain injury that I had encountered. Flew me by helicopter to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Great town, a little over an hour north. Went into surgery. Doctors went in, cleaned up my head, sewed up my hand. Lost a lot of blood. So they were putting the blood into me, keeping me alive, helping me live through the surgery. Got out of the surgery, cleaned up my head, into intensive care, checked x-rays, back into surgery. Again, more cleanup, more blood loss. What were they doing? They again had me, just blood and more blood. I think it was over 9 pints that I received while I was in that hospital. Head injury, I was messing up stories. My family came out, my brothers came out, my sister, everybody there to see me. So again, my sister, my brothers, did they care about the blood type and if they had too many earrings, too many tattoos? No, they didn't. What they cared about is I was alive. I was alive because of the people who gave blood. And if you look at the chart that's on the screen right now for those of people here in the room, you can see that we have 8 blood types, 4 major blood types, and each one of those has a positive or negative based on the antigens within our blood. We have O, A, B, and AB. Those are the 4 blood types. Yes, each one of those has a positive or negative based on the antigens, But bottom line, 4 blood types. And if you look at the screen, you can see that we have 37% of the Caucasians have O positive. 8% of Caucasians have O negative. African American, 47% O positive, 4% O negative. Latino American, 53% of the O positive, 4% O negative. And you can go down the list. Asian, of course, 39% for O positive, 1% for O negative. No matter what we do and how many other races that we have, how many other people from whatever genders that we have. Well, I've got to start that over again. No matter what races that we have, no matter where we're from, we are still only going to have 4 blood types, with each of those having a positive or negative based on those antigens. That's all there is. Does anyone in this room happen to know of someone who has a family member, or possibly a close friend, that is or was in the hospital because of an injury, possibly an illness, something they had to go to the hospital for to help themselves recover, to heal? How about if that person may have been labeled just a little bit earlier, but has the same blood type of our family or a close friend member? Or if we saw somebody go across the parking lot and we labeled them because of those tattoos, because of those earrings, but they have your blood type or your family member's blood type. They have no diseases. Your friend, your family member needs that blood type, and your friend or family member will not live without more blood. Now remember, one thing we talked about earlier, disease and blood types are labels. They're identifying the blood. Family members, close friends, those are roles. Those are chosen. We choose our friends. But think about it a second. If that person has the blood type that you need, your family needs, your friend needs, would we relabel that person? Does that person all of a sudden become higher in value? We've seen some of these shows on 60 Minutes or Dateline. People that live because of a kidney, because of any blood transfusions, they become very, very important. And that's what we need to think about. Because we talked earlier, what is a label? What is a judgment of the person now that we need their blood compared to how we saw them earlier when they were just walking across a parking lot? Is a person's blood with no earrings, no tattoos, something you're willing to wait for? If you have someone critically injured in a hospital, and you had someone and you somehow knew that the person with that blood had more earrings than you're used to, would you wait? Take a chance that you could find someone who didn't have that many earrings? What about for your son or your daughter, your family member, a person that you love? When they're in surgery and recovering, they need that blood type. Does that matter? Does the blood type matter anymore? Do you think the people that were involved in these incidents, whether it be in Las Vegas, Nevada, Texas, Colorado, do you think they were worried about the blood type when any of the bombing was going on, those explosives, the gunfire? I have a hard point to talk about right now. And I know some of you have heard something similar before, but we have to think about the hard truth. Excuse me. Bombs, explosives, or guns do not kill people. Let me say that again. Bombs, explosives, or guns do not kill people. The anger, the hate, the judging, that labeling, that controls that bomb, explosive, that gun, that can and does kill people. Bombs, explosives, and guns do not kill people, but the anger, the hate, the judging, and the labeling does. What do we need to do? Every day, every moment. First, let's not procrastinate. Remember, procrastination is the assassination of every opportunity. Let's make every opportunity our chance to create unity. If we hear something wrong, if we hear a label that we don't like, let's let it go. Let's release it. Or let's ask that person, what do you mean by that? Where did you get that information? Why do you feel that way? Ask in a positive form, positive note, positive attitude, but let's find out. Let's talk about open communication. Back to our reality. Most labels are learned from someone or something that has happened in their life. Could have been something a friend told them. Could have been something they watched on TV. It could be because of immaturity. It could be because of that insecurity that I see so many times when the news media talks to the people who created these crimes. Let's focus for a second. What we hear, is it a label? Is it a role? Let's think about it a second. Labels, again, are names. They're identities. They're numbers. Is it a bright light? Are they dim lights? It's just a rating. Can of soup. Do I like tomato? Do I like beef noodle? Chicken noodle? What do I like? Those are just labels. It's not a role. Roles are choices. We can accept roles. We can also accept or release labels. But let's think again about the dynamic results. How will that label affect me going forward? Open communication, talking to myself. What I have to do is release any anger, release any type of anger that comes from that, and create unity. Ask, what does that label mean? What does it mean to you? What made you think of that label? What made the person you were talking with, friend or an acquaintance, what perhaps made them think about that? We need to think about that. We need to ask. We need to be open in our communication. And as I do that, as I work to create more unity, what I want to do is I want to ask, can I help others do the same? Can I help you say, that bum, that yeller, that he hollered, whatever, why is that? He said a bad word, a vulgar word, four-letter word. What can we do to get around that? Does that four-letter word truly mean anything? I bet it doesn't to me. What we have to do now is think about what we can do to grow this forward. How can I carry myself forward and let go of those labels? Accept my roles. Accept my title. If I'm a president, if I'm an evaluator, it's still a role that I'm going to carry out. But if I'm labeled, how do I release that label? How do I realize that that is totally my choice to accept or reject? Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I have this speech that goes 45 minutes to an hour and talks about all of this in a little bit more detail. And I would like to have a referral from you. You personally, your family, your organization, possibly your company. Let me give this full presentation to you, your company, your organization. Let's work to create unity. End anger, end hate, end the judging, end the labeling. Let's reopen communication. It's for all of us. I'll tell you what, right now, 2018 is our year to end all anger. What I'm going to do with this normal speech, again, it runs about 60 minutes. It can go from 45 to 90 depending on your need. Normal charge is $8,102. Worth every dime. As a matter of fact, it's worth about $50,000. We can all come together and stop the labeling, stop the hating, stop the judging, quit labeling each other. But I'll tell you right now, the half price would be $4,051. That's a great deal. Only $4,000 start ending all the hate and anger we hear every day. All of that judging and judgment. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it just a little bit more. This speech is temporarily reduced to $39.97. that's less than half price. And that includes a speech, coming to you, your office, your event, and bringing solutions so that we can stop this hate, stop that anger, stop that killing, stop those bombs, stop those explosives, start building unity for everyone. Now is the time. I also have a 3.5 hour presentation that I can bring to your company, your organization, to your school. I do tone it down a little bit for the schools, but the schools need to know this. They need to learn about that blood type. They need to learn that we are all one. 4 blood types. That's it. Race, creed, color, anything, still 4 blood types. 3.5 hour presentation includes a workbook. Presented against your company, your organization, where you are. I want to be there too. Let's begin today. Stop procrastinating. Create unity. Let's end anger. Let's end the hate. Let's end the judging. Let's stop labeling others and create open communication. Recreate open communication. We know it. We've done it before. Let's make it happen for all of us. Every company, every organization, every family, every school, I'd like to talk with you today. Thank you all very much. I appreciate your time. If you have any kind of questions, please contact me. You can reach me on my phone number, 303-368-7354. You can email me, mark.intrican@realityfocusdynamics.com. That's realityfocusdynamics.com. My other email is mark@markintrican.com. I look at both of those email addresses every day. So I want you to contact me. Let me know if you have questions, what I can do, and who I can speak to help grow the opportunities we need today in creating unity. We'd love to hear from you. Discuss anything you have on your mind, any kind of suggestions, questions, let me know. 303-368-7354 or email me, mark.intrican@realityfocusdynamics.com or mark@markintrican.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. All of you. It's been awesome talking with you. Thank you.